late.
On time is late.
What do you always say? There we go. There it is.
On time is late.
I had a minute. I was
on time. No, it's fine.
Punctuality is the thief of time.
We have a packed
There's enough
show.
time for the planning.
Planning? What's
There's
that?
enough time. Planning.
Exactly.
Right. Should we get into it?
Go on then.
Well, if that's illegal, then lock me up. Hello and welcome to the two-time Emmy Award-nominated Scarf Begar Award, part of the TalkSport Fan Network. Well into the difficult 10th series now, the notoriously difficult 10th series. You know, you think every band you think of, they do like 9 great albums, and you think, oh no, this 10th one's going to be the tough one. I'm also handling it with all the good grace of a spinster at a wedding. You know the drill by now. Every Wednesday between the hours of 8 and 9-ish. All the county content you need, along with some that, on balance, you probably don't. With me, Nick Lee, and joining us tonight, as ever, a man once described. That's it. You were once described. I won't say what as. It's Russ the Punisher Johnson. Hello, Russ.
Punisher? What's that?
Yeah, I thought I'd add the middle name. Fun fact: the middle name that like snooker and darts players have. It's called a sobriquet.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
That's good, isn't it? Got a bit of knowledge of that. Yeah. I just thought I'd add that because like the rest of the country, I've pretended to care about darts for like the last couple of months.
You see, I do care about darts. I watch darts. I watch the Premier League and things like that. Me. Yeah.
Oh, do you? Oh, you're not a fair weather darts fan. You're
no. The World
you're
Championships is the crescendo to the end of the year, and and it's the big thing. But no, I'm not. I do watch it in between as well. Yeah, I don't pretend.
You call me contrary. I'd say Christmas is the climax to the year. Really.
Not in our house.
Put them crackers away. I'm watching some fat men throw little sharp things at a wall. Yeah, I'm snooker, mate. I'm all about snooker.
See, I'm not.
There's
I do like snooker.
There's something inherently satisfying about like having a messy table and seeing it slowly get tidied up over the course of an evening. I like it.
Waggy.
Whereas that's completely opposite to what you normally have. You normally have a clear table that just gets more and more full of beer cans.
Exactly.
Waggy, welcome to the show, mate. What's your second sport?
NFL. I like the American football.
Oh.
I've been following it since it was on Channel 4 on a Sunday night.
Fair enough. I'll let you off then. That's fine. If you're one of the OG adopters, not like these Johnny come latelys who
I've been.
My mate was wearing a Colts cap.
Yeah, went to the old Wembley to watch the. They used to have pre-season games there, so I've been there 4 times to watch American football, and I've been to Tottenham Stadium last season to watch the Dolphins versus the Jags.
Well, before we move on to the football, I'll give you. I've already hit you with one great bit of trivia tonight. I'll hit you with a second. What is the northernmost city to have ever hosted an NFL game?
The northernmost
city to have hosted it. It's great. This. Soft count.
I'm guessing it's probably not in America. Then is it? It's either in Canada or is it in the UK?
Oh, you're getting there.
So
can we let that one boil? Can we let that one simmer?
No.
We can do it at the end of the show.
That'll keep them tuning in.
Yeah. Right, tonight we have got
NFL review.
Is what? What you interrupting me
NFL
for?
review.
NFL review.
We're talking about the Philadelphia Flids. Or whatever they're called.
Anyway, tonight we've got George coming on from Notts County Talk, giving us a lowdown on everything that's happening, and there's a lot happening at Notts County.
Yeah,
definitely as well in terms of conceding goals and scoring goals and being managerless. So we'll talk about all that. which should be fun. And then later on, shortly after that, we've got Dave Marchbank, who's our fan guest from the Co-op. So we're going to talk a bit about the Co-op, but mainly about the football and what's happening at County. So there we go. Shall we get George out? Because he's, like we always say, he's probably got better things to do. So let's get him out, have a chat, see what goes on. Yeah?
You right, George?
How we doing?
All right, George.
Yeah, how was the holiday, mate?
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a nice break. Yeah, and thanks for having me on again.
It's like, well, it feels like it's only been like a few days since we last had you on. In fact, it was 3 weeks ago, and it's all changed since then at Notts. It's been 3 weeks of upheaval. What's going on, man?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was saying this to Tom because I think I said on here that I don't really listen to the speculation too much about managers going, and then obviously, 4th of January, Williams left. Yeah, it's an uncertain time, really. Obviously, Jim O'Brien's taken over, who's obviously a player for us, who's been at the club for 5 years. He's been at the club since we got relegated from League Two, obviously down to the National League, and he's sort of been there for it all over the last 5 years. So at this moment in time, I think he's obviously the best person for the job at the club. He knows what the club's about. He's actually got a tattoo of a magpie on his upper thigh. I don't know if you've seen the picture when he celebrates. So he's one of few managers that's managed the club that has a tattoo of the club's crest on his leg or wherever.
Challoner, step it up.
Yeah.
On his upper thigh? How upper thigh are we talking?
So probably like mid thigh.
Oh, right. So you can't see hairs or anything? No.
Keep it clean, Russ. Keep them clean.
Clean. That is clean. Come on.
Oh, I don't know. Not in my house.
But yeah, I mean, I think things are just going the way that they were going with Williams. There was a video out today of our captain, Kyle Cameron, and he's talking about keeping things similar, because I think the next appointment will probably, they're not going to be identical to Williams, I don't think, but they'll have pretty similar principles in terms of football. So I think everything will be kept the same to a degree. I think obviously our defense needs to be improved. Whether we bring in a bit more of a defensive-minded coach, which I think would probably benefit. We'll see, and I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later, because our run from here on out is difficult. I think we were saying the other day in our chat that in our next 5 or 6 games, we literally play the top 6 or 7 teams. So it's an incredibly difficult run to go through without a manager in place, I think.
It's interesting that you mentioned maybe a more defensive minded, because you do seem to be the envy of a lot of the football world at this level, in that you've got an identity, you've got owners who recruit accordingly, you've had a promotion off the back of that and everything. And then today, I've had this thing of thinking, it's an exciting time for Notts. They've lost a true legend, but you can trust them to bring the right person in. And then you start seeing rumours about Neil Warnock. Is there anything in that?
No. I think
Thanks for that.
Look, he's a Notts legend, isn't he? He sort of made a big name for himself at Notts County. So I think obviously there's a little bit of history there with us and him. And I'm sure he'd be welcome with open arms if he did come back. But to be honest, I don't think these owners would do that. I think it'd take the club back a little bit without being too harsh on Warnock, because the owners have a certain style that they like, and they won't want to change that too much. And it's a modern model that we have, whereas Warnock could be very sort of, let's just say, not as modern as what we've probably been used to.
Do a job until the end of the season and wait to get the right person in, or?
But the thing is, he'd come in and he'd do that thing he always does at press conferences, where he's like, "Oh, I had to take the job because the wife wanted me out from under her feet." Every bloody job.
Yeah, he's retired about 4 times, hasn't he? Do I think he'd do a job to the end of the season? I don't know. I think it'd change a lot of what's been put in place, like the foundations that have been put in place from our previous 2 managers now, obviously Birchnell and Williams. I think it would just change so much of their sort of philosophies and the way that the club's been run. Yeah. I think it'd probably do more harm than good.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I agree with that. So do the I know you say you don't listen to speculation, but how far along does it seem like they are in terms of the process? Because I mean, if you were to appoint a new manager ahead of this weekend, the bounce that I'd give that's what worries me, to be honest. I'm quietly confident for the game on Saturday, but I just think with a new manager, that's gonna change it all.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I think these owners, they release a lot, and the directors and the chief executives, they're always putting stuff out online for the fans and stuff like that, information, and they actually put a New Year's message out. And I think if you sort of read between the lines, it's almost as if they were preparing for something like this. I don't know if that's just me being a little bit investigatory, but yeah, I don't think we're going to know. And I think there'll definitely be some urgency there because it's coming up to 2 weeks now. And I think sort of we were having this discussion on Thursday on our channel, the Pavers Perspective, about how long's too long. And obviously with the run of games, it doesn't help. If I had to say, I don't think there's going to be a manager in before Saturday. I think it will be probably next week and at a push the week after, because like the model we have, it's obviously like a head coach, they're not a manager, and then there's like a recruitment team that will recruit players, and people are saying that won't disrupt recruitment. But you can't tell me as a player, if you was like certain clubs after you, they don't have a manager in place at the moment, would you go there? I think you'd be more inclined to go to a club that's got a manager in place, so you know who you're working with. And obviously, like I've sort of said, the style, the sort of style you're going into, but you don't know the person. And I think that's massive when you go into a football club. So I think the sort of longer it goes on, I think it is sort of damaging to our recruitment. But in saying that, I mean, we signed Macaulay Langstaff without a manager, and he's our best player now. So it swings and roundabouts. But I think on the grand scheme of things, it's better to have like a head coach in place for recruitment.
So you said 4th of January, was it, that Williams left? So you've had just the one game since then. Pretty uneventful game, all told, really. I don't know how we're going to stretch this one out. What happened? What's it like as a fan watching? I mean, because we've had some mental games in recent. I mean, the 5-3 against Bolton, stuff like that in recent years. But a 5, I don't know what I'd do if I had to see a 5-all. Was it as mental as it looks on the highlights?
Do you know what? It's something that we've sort of come to terms with a little bit, because I think we've conceded 52 goals this season and we've scored 60. So we've seen 112 goals already this season, at either or end.
In January, blimey.
Yeah, which is just crazy. Absolutely. Like we lost to Tranmere 4-2 in our last game, so we've conceded 9 goals in our last 2 games. So it does seem to be going that way. I think the problem for us is at the moment we're so good attacking. Like we've got Jody Jones, who against Grimsby got 4 assists, which is just phenomenal. You'd be hoping as a player as well, to get 4 assists. You've won the game for your team. It must be gutting for him and some of the attackers as well. Playing so well, scoring so many great goals, and then the defense just seemed to let them down a little bit. But I think it's just a symptom of our high wingers, our wing backs even. They're just so high, and I think teams know that, and that's sort of one of our weaknesses. But yeah, I mean, the games are just crazy. It just feels like there's that air where it's like we're going to concede, but we're also going to score. Do you know what I mean? You can never guess which way the game's going to go. You just know there's going to be goals.
Yeah. It could be worse. I mean, I suppose you've got that cushion to fall back on, that it's your first season back in the league. So you want to be challenging up there, but it's not make or break. It's not like when we were both in the National League, it's like we need to get out of this.
Yeah.
So I suppose you can have one season of sorting that out and then kind of push on next season, can't you? But are you still expecting to be going for top 3 then, or do you think it's going to be playoffs? Because it's starting to get a bit. Everyone's starting to drop points now.
Yeah, I mean, our recent form's awful. We've lost too many games, I think, to be even thinking that we're going to be top 3, unless there's a drastic turnaround when the new coach comes in. I think, to be honest, I think we'd be the run of form in at the minute. I think we'd be lucky to get playoffs. I think we'll fall just outside if things sort of continue. So yeah, it's a little bit concerning. But the frustrating thing for me is we've started the season so well, Obviously, I think we were top after 12 games. You know, we've been in and around the top 3 for a while as well. So that's the sucker punch really, because we know we have that quality and we know we can do it. It just needs tweaking, and so someone just needs to make that tweak and change it, and I'm sure we'll start firing again.
Do you think a lot of that hinges on keeping Langstaff?
Say that again, sorry.
Do you think a lot of that will hinge on keeping Langstaff? Because there's a few rumours that he's going like Sunderland and someone else, and I've seen the bullshit one of Wrexham apparently coming in for him, which is obviously. We'll come back to that when we get to the reses, but that's just
go down well.
Yeah, it's just
the alarms are going off in Wrexham.
There's no way on earth that they're going to sell. You know what I mean? He's like, are we going to sell? You know, are we going to sell whoever Alafi to Wrexham? It's just not happening, is it? You're not going to sell him. He's going further. He's going higher, isn't he? So if he was to go, do you think that concerns you a lot, and then you're struggling for playoffs, or do you think you've still got enough in the team?
Yeah, no, 100%. You're losing your goals. We're losing our goals. I know we sort of score from all over the pitch. You know, there are players chip in from everywhere. But like this season already, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's on 20 or 21 goals. So he's on course to be near about where he was last season at 42 goals in the season, which is just insane. To do that sort of back to back and to lose that amount of goals is crucial. We obviously had Kedwin Scott as well, but he's out injured at the moment. He was a strike partner at Gateshead when they obviously got promoted from the National League North to the National League. And he actually scored more than Langstaff in that season at Gateshead. So there's sort of a lot of talk about, you know, Kedwin being as good a finisher. But unfortunately, because Langstaff's done so well last season, and then he's picked up an injury this season, we've not really seen Kedwin to his full potential. But when he has come on, he's looked really good, really, really good. So, you know, the sooner he's back, the better, I think. But yeah, I mean, in short, if we lost Langstaff, it'd be a massive, massive hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you have, manager-wise, would you have Birchnell back? So someone's asked that in the comments.
I personally have nothing against him, but I don't think it'd go down too well with our fans. And it's the way he left. Obviously, I think it was pretty much we lost in the playoffs, didn't we, to Grimsby in that awful way. Pretty much the way that we beat Boreham Wood and Chesterfield then the next season. But so we know how it feels. But no, I wouldn't, because I think it'd take too much work to sort of get back in with the fans, and it'd be too much effort. I think you know, a fresh manager would be in suit, and he's a coach at Wolves now in the Premier League. So, I mean, you'd sort of stay up there, I think, wouldn't you?
Fair enough.
Is there anybody you think that they should go for? Any ideas of who you'd like, or any sort of rumours for you?
Yeah, you know, someone who I really like, and sort of is a little bit more defensive minded, Luke Garrett. He's not doing too well this season, but the times when we've played him, it's so difficult to score against, and that's what we need. We've got the quality up top, for sure. Like we've got McGoldrick, we've got Langstaff, we've got Jody Jones, we've got Dan Crowley, we've got so many players, and we've got players out injured as well. So when they'll come back, the options that we have up the top is fantastic. We just need someone to come in and shore up that defence. So for me, sort of looking at where we're at, we like young managers. He sort of definitely fits that bill. He might not, 100% fit the style of play, but he will definitely improve the goals conceded, because at the minute it's miles off where it should be. I think we've nearly conceded double what we did last season already. It's crazy.
What's the deal with the ticketing? I know we're squeezing our ticketing to the very minimum that we can offer a club coming to our ground. I think did we sell 1,900 for Saturday? Is that right? I'm allowed to talk about this, aren't I, guys? Can I? Give me
talk about what you want, mate. Yeah.
1,900.
Yeah.
Because we won't have that whole stand, will we? Side stand. Are you going to fill that as well, or with the?
No. So we have been filling that this season with away fans. Mansfield, they definitely filled it. Which doesn't go down too well with our fans. But in terms of sort of ticket sales, you can kind of understand why we do it, because obviously they're the games that make you most money. So I can understand it, but you just sort of lose that home advantage a little bit. So yeah, I can't see why you wouldn't have that full stand.
Tit for tat for only giving it 900 at our place.
That's exactly it. Like I don't blame teams for doing it. That's what we're doing now. Like it was when we weren't filling the ground like 4 or 5 years ago. Then by all means, get a big away following, give them the railway end, and give them those 2 blocks so they've got cover as well. But now we don't need to. So sooner expand the better. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that for us this season. I think Wrexham away on the last day is gonna be. It's going to be mayhem trying to get a ticket for that if there's something riding on it. And then Salford away as well. Again, it'll just be absolute nonsense. It's just, I think we've made our bed and we're going to have to lie in it, I think.
Yeah. Don't care.
No, not bothered. No. We're in the league, mate, not asked.
I've got my ticket for Saturday anyway. George, before we let you go, score prediction. What do you think?
I'm going to go for a 3-3.
Oh Jesus!
That's probably the highest scoring prediction we've ever had.
And it'll probably happen.
Is that you sorting your defence out?
Yeah. Incremental improvements. We conceded 2 less.
And another question actually. Phil Lloyd asks, best away pubs. What's the verdict? Get into the heart of the important issues here on the Scarf Bagara War.
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few decent pubs. The Trent Bridge Inn, which is sort of in the cricket ground, that's a good one. The Navigation as well. But there's a lot of Notts fans in there, but they let away fans in there as well. Which it's a really good in there. They've got like a really big screen and like a big iron building outside over it and like a stage. And they normally have for big games. They normally have it's normally full anyway, and they have someone like an act on, like a singer or something. And that's all I can really think of, really, and like around the ground.
Lovely stuff. Excellent choices.
Yeah.
Add them to your list, county fans.
You heard it here first. Brilliant stuff. Right, cheers, George. I will see you tomorrow night on your show.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to Saturday coming down again. Be good.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, cheers, mate. And good luck after Saturday with whatever is happening at Notts County. It's more entertaining than Wrexham at the moment, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. we'll have you back on here for the game in the playoffs as well. That's inevitably going to happen.
Right, cheers, mate. Cheers for coming on. Appreciate it. See you later.
Cheers.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Running Armstrong, played in the game. And a superb goal. And it's Connolly who scored it.
Another great opposition fan guest there. I think we should celebrate with a bit of admin.
Yes, bit of admin, bit of our own admin. Yeah, let's do that. What do you want to go first?
We have. Yeah, are you doing your bits of admin and I'm doing mine? I mean,
yeah, can do. Yeah.
Yes, Jonathan the Geordie Hatter is back on Saturday AM with the first county away day show of the year. It feels like it was Morecambe away was the last one he did. Feels like a lifetime ago. Look at all the injuries he's picked up since then. Yeah, mad innit? So that's from 9:30 in the AM on Saturday via the Mixer app. Mixler? Is it Mixler?
Mixler.
It's Mixler, isn't it? Yeah. They should probably put the E in between the L and the R, really, rather than I don't understand the kids anymore.
Same.
He used to be with it and they changed what it was. No, not since the court order, Waggy. What have you got for me? Ross? Furnish me with
I've got. Don't forget, we are charity partners with Mentel, so we will be having a separate series of podcasts for everybody to listen to, with people who are county fans but are also involved in Mentel. So watch out for those. We've got some new designs
on that front. On the Mentel front, also keep an eye out for a very special live event.
Yes. Keep your eyes out for that.
We can confirm there will be a live event. That's as far as we're willing to venture at the moment.
Yeah, keep your eyes out for that. We've got some more designs, some Rydell Ryan Rydell designs on our Etsy store, so jump on there, and the other designs as well still there. So I will try and bring the prices down of those Ryan Rydell hoodies. They're at 40 quid at the moment. We can get them lower than that.
A lot of material, though, isn't it?
I know, but it's still a lot for. I still think it's a lot. I think I go into the county shop and think that's a lot for for a t-shirt or for a hoodie or whatever. So can't be doing it ourselves.
But the sweatshop kids need paying, though. Don't forget that. Although they wouldn't work there if they didn't like it, would they? So it's all right.
Another bit of admin. Thank you to everybody who's a Patreon. It is £3 a month, but I have enabled a yearly option, so you can pay yearly and you get a 16% discount from
That's very reasonable
a month, and that's the maximum I can put it to. So 16% discount if you want to do it on a yearly basis. So if you were, that's entirely up to you. Whatever meets your needs, and you do get Courtyard Club Call, Dave Smith Never Existed, and this show all early access and all ad free.
You absolutely do. Great, isn't it? What a time to be alive.
I know. All this content.
And I had what was the idea I had? I had an idea for another show as well, yeah. Isaiah Kite might be getting his own show as well. Oh, he's back next week, by the way, with his transfer. Has really entered the last knockings of the transfer window.
Yes. Is it worth mentioning now? Is it worth mentioning now that we're going to be on the 1st of February for the live show for that week because it's the transfer deadline day?
We are. It's definitely worth mentioning, yeah.
Just let you know that early, so you got 2 weeks to change your plans to watch us. Like people do that.
They actually do. Weirdos.
You'll be what, Waggy?
I'll be on my way to France. I'm away that weekend. I fly on the Thursday night. Sorry.
How cosmopolitan of you.
2 weeks. 2 weeks to find your replacement.
I want a picture of you in a beret.
In a beret.
With onions around your neck.
2 weeks to find a replacement. I think we can do it in 2 minutes. Hello, Philbin. Yes, you're in. Sorted.
Right. Is there any more admin? I don't think so.
Not from us, but our guest has some fantastic admin. So
our guest will have some fantastic admin. So we're going to bring on Dave Marchbank from the Co-op. He's the chair of the Co-op, and we'll let him explain that to you. And we will talk about the football as well, because I'm conscious that we're 27 minutes in and we haven't spoken about any of our football yet and what happened against Walsall or anything like that. So let's get Dave out and let's rattle through this. Hello, Dave.
Good evening, gents.
Hello.
Good evening.
Okay.
Yes. Are you?
I'm very, very well, thanks, Russ. Yes, and happy to talk about the football as well. So, because things have started to look a little bit better for us. Thought we played all right on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what do you want to do? Shall I tell you what? Let's do Co-op first.
Super.
Give us the latest on the Co-op, and then we'll get straight into the football.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a good idea to me. It's a busy time at the Co-op at the moment. We've got a number of events already planned, although one of them sold out, which is good news for us. But we've got a question and answer with the club planned on Monday the 29th. Should be good because obviously everyone wants to know what's going on within the club. At Edgeley Park, we've had loads of questions put in, and I think we're looking at a 7 o'clock start or arriving at 7 o'clock with a view to getting kicked off about 7:30. So that's Monday the 29th of January. And on the Wednesday, the 31st of January, we have another event at Stockport Gym. We organised an event with Osher Williams and Tommy Sword, and I'm delighted to say tickets have actually sold out. So we're absolutely delighted about that. Obviously, Osher and Tommy are legends within county, but probably not remembered by a lot of the younger supporters, certainly. If you're my age, you remember them.
Before my time, I'll admit that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they were both excellent. They were both really good players at a time when really, we weren't the team that we are now, and we weren't the club that we are, struggling for gates sometimes. But I felt like we had quite a decent small squad. The thing was, when we got injuries, we just didn't have any, we didn't have any strength in depth, and it really showed. But both Osher and Tommy were really good players and really good servants for the club. So we're delighted about that. Sold out, as mentioned. We'll mention also that Stockport Gin actually acquired some more seating to allow us to sell some more tickets. So it's great. There's actually going to be more there for the Osher and Tommy event than there was for the National League North, and that was an excellent event. So just mention as well, while I'm talking about tickets, that obviously if you're a co-op member, you get priority access and also discounts. The full price of the tickets for these events were £10, and as if you're a co-op member, £5. So it's a sizable saving.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. We've also got the co-op SGM. That's all penciled in, and that's going to be on Monday, the 26th of February, at the Spinning Top on the A6. So thanks to Mike for that. We're hoping, obviously, to get this all quorumed, and it may be on Zoom. We're trying to get it organised for Zoom as well. But we'd like people to come down and talk about choosing the charity partners, stuff like that, and give us some questions. And that's going to be at the Spinning Top from 7 o'clock on Monday, the 26th of February. So that's some of our news. The other thing I would say is like we have discussed as a board, and we would actually like to hear from supporters, particularly co-op members, if anybody's interested in helping. So we made appeals on your show before, and they proved to be quite successful. We recruited our secretary through your show, and also somebody else who's got involved at Ed, which is fantastic news for us. So if anybody wants to get involved, or feel free to give me a bell. I'm Dave, 077 854 32562, or contact Kath via secretary at Stockport County Supporters Co-op.co.uk.
Well, at first I was astounded when you said you'd recruited 2 new board members who watched this, because I thought, oh God, but they're both lovely. They're fantastic.
Absolutely.
Both very good additions. Yeah, not like the usual saucer drinkers who watch this.
No, we're very pleased. But obviously, we're hoping to bring, looking at bringing new people on, and with new people come new ideas, and we're open to trying new things, and but one of the things we have decided is we're going to be looking at we want to do a lot more events, and we're open to hopefully organise something else at a later date at the Spinning Top, and hopefully yourselves will become involved in that, and we'll look at putting an event on that we can all get a chance to meet up and have a drink together, and hopefully it'll be another good night, because the nights that we've organised so far, certainly the National League North night was an absolutely cracking night. Fantastic atmosphere. It was great to see all the players. Jim Gannon. It just worked. It worked, and I think if we, I think it's quite encouraging. So great that the second event's sold out. I'm looking forward to that. But we'll do something else, and so that's something else for the future. But we'll work with you and try and get something at a bigger venue. And let's just say we'd like to do something at the Spinning Top, and then who knows where we go from there. But we're quite excited about what's in store. So yeah, really good.
Good stuff.
Excellent.
Good stuff. Yep. So get in touch. Was it secretariat at?
It's secretary at County Supporters Co-op.co.uk, and that will be picked up by Cass Shanley, who's our new independent secretary.
Cool. So I've put the links to join the co-op in the chat, and also the email address should you want to get involved, or just email to say how you can help, I guess, as well. That's another way of doing it.
Yeah, much appreciated that, Russ. Thanks for that.
No problem. Good stuff. Okay, on to the actual football then, and the superb win against Walsall. Shall we talk about that? I mean, we deep dived in the Courtyard Club call, which is available to everybody today, actually, this morning or this afternoon. So everybody can listen to that and get our insight into it. But Dave, Nick, how did you see it? And don't say you watched from the railway end or something.
Well, Russ, I'm glad you asked.
I think it was, when you talk about game of two halves, that was perhaps a game of two halves. First half, there wasn't much in it, was there? But I think what was pleasing was, it was a bit of a blow on it. We scored right at the end of the first half and then conceded almost straight away. But second half, there was glimpses of some of the football that's got us to, when we went on that amazing run. And it was so pleasing to see. I thought, there were some really strong performances. And it was interesting. I always think sometimes, you get these games in now and again, you'll get somebody who sticks out as man of the match. And who's going to be man of the match before they announce it because somebody's been head and shoulders above. I don't think it was that kind of game. I think there was potentially, 4, maybe even 5 players that were in contention. And I'm not disputing Applewhite was probably worth it, but there was other good performances as well. I think it was really, really pleasing for me. And I thought Evans could have easily won man of the match. I was really impressed. I think Odin Bailey, what a shift he put in. And, to me, that it's not only good to get him, have him signed up, but I think it was a show of this guy really wants to play for us. The shift he put in second half was absolutely first class. And, it bodes well because everybody knows with the amount of injuries we've had and we've still got to a certain extent, but at least it's this signs that we're starting to, we're not that far away from getting some of these players back. And that's where we want to be because obviously, unfortunately for us, we've not just had a lot of injuries, we've had injuries to our best players, haven't we? Let's be absolutely honest. Yeah. And, I know we've got a big squad and we've got a strong squad, but the first team are the first team because they're the best players, really, and you're looking at players like when you've lost Barry and, he's not a second division player. He's just absolutely, but yeah, I mean, we're in a good position because, I mean, I think, obviously coming up to the end of January and you look at, to me, I mean, everybody has their own opinions, but for me, it's like the thing is we need to try and secure a automatic promotion place. And once we've done that, then we can start saying, right, we can enjoy this. And can we sell the championship up and, potentially beat Wrexham on the last day? I mean, that's going to be...
That's 3 times they've been mentioned. They definitely... All the Wales are now listening to us.
But, it was interesting, isn't it? And I think, if we've got a fully fit squad, we know that we can give anybody a game, don't we? And like you say, I mean, perhaps when we played Wrexham at Edgeley, it was a bit of a, you don't get many games where you sort of have 5 shots and 5-0, but I'd say that if we go into 2 Wrexham with a fully fit squad, we're going to give them a game, aren't we? It's going to be
absolutely.
Hell of a game.
If we go in there fully fit, I think we'll probably beat them.
That's
my honest opinion.
Yeah, no, I do. It's it's like you say. I think
big if though.
Well, it is, and but as I say, we have got players that are on the verge of coming back now, so that's encouraging. We've rode the storm. It feels almost like we've rode the storm, and you actually look at kind of how many points we probably need to get promoted. We're not, we kind of think, well, actually, if we have a decent run now, then we've got a great chance, giving ourselves a great chance of getting an automatic place. And if we get that, then I think that'll be job done for me anyway. And then we'll look at hopefully getting can we go on and go up as champions?
Can't argue with a word, right?
No. It felt to me like we were nursing ourselves to the January window, and then when we played Mansfield on the New Year's Day, we got 2 more injuries, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh God, here we go again, and it set us back a bit. So to get a win against a good team, a form team as well, they no mugs. They beat Wrexham, Grimsby away, and
Crewe. Crew at home as well.
Crew. In recent weeks, so
I think before they played us, I think they'd won 5 out of the last 6 games.
Yeah. In league,
and like you say, when you look at some of the teams they played, it's like, well, these are, and you could tell, couldn't you, that they were organised, they were well set up, and which is why I thought, second half when we stepped it up, they couldn't live with us, and it was so encouraging, So, like I say, we've got a new player, had a steady game. It was pleasing.
I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed the 8-0 against Sutton, just because we didn't have it all our own way. We actually, I must admit, first 10 minutes I did worry a bit about Bristow because he got absolutely done down that flank very early on, and I thought, oh God, but he kept his head up, and that run he went on second half is exactly what we've been missing.
Yes,
in the left back / left wing back position. Absolutely fantastic. To have that good an engine on him when he's not played for 3 or 4 months really excites me. I think Evans, or Lemonade Evans, as he insists on being known these days, apparently he's added the Lemonade back to his name, but they've not got it on the shirt. We need hyphenated players again on the shirts. I thought he was great. I came out of that game less needy about the transfer window. For weeks it's been, we need this, and this. Like, people have been talking about 5 or 6 players that we need. Dave Challoner mentioned wanting 4 in, and that was before we had 2 injuries on New Year's Day. So you think, there's going to be quite a lot of upheaval here. But in terms of wanting that attacking, ball-carrying player to replace Barry, I think we've got that in Lemonade Evans. I think he can fulfill that role. I mean, he played about 4 or 5 different positions at weekend.
Well, no, absolutely. That's one of the reasons I thought, he was a potential nomination for man of the match. Like, as I say, it was an excellent performance by him, and I totally agree with what you just said. It looked like we'd got what we need. Really, really encouraging. So like you say,
I think Camps had his best game for us. That was the best game Camps has had for us, I think.
Thank you.
To me, Camps is one of those players that it just seems to taken because he came with such a good reputation. I think fans were you kind of build your expectations up, and perhaps he didn't really fulfill that when he first came. But like you say, it feels now that he's actually starting to find his rhythm and get into the groove a little bit. And I've noticed last few games he's put in a really decent shift, and he's played well. You often get a feel for things when somebody's, when they get substituted and they're getting applauded off and everybody stands up, and you think he's not had a bad game. He's put shifty.
He's done all right. Talking of substitutes, Nick Powell, what a fantastic cameo he had. I mean, playing the ball through to win the penalty, he was just. They didn't know how to deal with him.
Absolutely, and I think that's what one of Charlie's strengths is actually getting his substitutions right, because it's a big thing. You bring a sub on, and it can change a game. And like you say, sometimes when we just need the subs were the right subs at the right time, and made the difference. And like you say, when you've got players like Paddy with his experience, and it just shows at times. Because like you say, maybe his legs aren't what they used to be, but at times his footballing brain is just absolutely still there, and he's just got that ability to do the right thing at the right time and find that little bit of space, and just always on it in his quality, and he's still got that, hasn't he? And when you bringing him on, somebody like Paddy on, it just shows what a great he's still got that ability, and that's what makes him valuable as a sub. I think impact sub. Sometimes games are out. When we got in that position and we were 2-1, it could have gone either way. But like you say, when you actually look at how well we played, it was only going to go one way, wasn't it? In the second half, it was.
I'm convinced that him and Alafi have been working. Well, not convinced, they have, haven't they? They've been working on movement and those disguised passes, because he tried it at Bradford away. And Alafi was either not on the ball, so to speak, or a half a second behind, half a yard behind, whatever. But that ball that he played with the outside of the foot to the near post of the Cheadle end, that was just filthy. And there was only a laughy that saw that. Nobody else. I was in the crowd. I didn't see it. Do you know what I mean? It was just
he's put it out.
It's one of those kind of things where sometimes you've got to have that. You know that what he's going to do, because you can't wait for him to do it because it's
too late.
Yeah, it's too late. But you're right, and like you say, if you get the timing right, you know he's going to get the ball through to him, and he's got time. All he's got to do is time his run to stay on side, isn't it? And you kind of know the ball will end up where it should do because his passing is phenomenal at times.
Yeah.
So, Paddy's really.
A few minutes.
Foul as well. I think him and Lemonade Evans. I think they play well together. If we go back to pre-season, they looked really good, and Evans looked like. Yeah. I think we've said it like the last few weeks. There's not been the players have not been on the same wavelength as Powell, and you just seem to think that. I think that Lemonade Evans is on that same wavelength. You know, the little 1-2 that they had to get the penalty and stuff like that. Yeah, I think he is. They'll look good if they're going to be playing on the same pitch for the next few weeks.
And the mental strength of Lemonade Evans as well. So obviously we touched on it last week about what it must do to him mentally, going from pillar to post like that, already out of his comfort zone in terms of where he's lived and where he's from and stuff. And for him to come in and put in a performance like that and he was still going like 95th minute. He just still wouldn't stop.
I think it's starting to show that some of our players, like you say, fitness wise, they're at where they should be. Or where you want them to be, put it that way. And like you say, when you know when they put a shift in and they're still going, it's like, wow, these are fit lads, aren't they? You know, they're being conditioned well and looked after well, and putting the effort in training, and it shows because it's some going, isn't it? And like you say, you mentioned it before, Nick. You know that some of the runs, it was just long bursting runs, weren't they? You know, and it's like, wow, really impressive, but. That's what you've got to do if you want to be getting at the right end of the table and challenging for his champions.
Yeah. And there's more to come, isn't there? I mean, with the objectives that he set, start. There's more to come, and you know, if County fans have never seen us this high before, it gets really exciting. Top of League One, certainly for me anyway. That's when it starts getting proper, and you know, because. I just remember the lads from 96, 97 that were top of that, top of tier 3. They were mustard, weren't they? They were so good.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get better.
No,
same with the 2008 squad as well.
I think the other thing what's pleasing as well is you're playing. We had another gate of just best part of 10,000 again, didn't we? It's just so it's nice to see a lot more County supporters in the Railway End on Saturday as well. So.
Yeah, I was in there. Fit wet. First half was sodden, absolutely sodden, and I've hurt my neck as well, having to crane back and look at the scoreboard. for the really, really badly done my neck in. Yeah. It's good if it wasn't 8-0 again. Christ, I'm still there now, getting wheeled out.
You got screen burn on the back of your neck.
Well, warm. Don't you worry about that. That was warm. It's fine. It was fine. Interesting that we mentioned the substitutes before, because it's been a common theme on the show. We've mentioned it quite a lot about. It's all well and good saying players have improved and everything, but how much Dave Challoner's improved as a manager? Because the criticism all along was that he didn't use he'd left it too late to make subs, and they'd be ineffective when he did. But across the 92 this season, there's only 7 teams that have scored 10 or more league goals via substitutes, and we're one of them. So we're the only team in our league who's done that as well. So it just goes to show that the improvements all around. It's not just the players; it's the coaching staff as well. And and as the weeks go by, and we're going to have more players coming back, you think, well, that's
it's a really good point, because I think the other thing is obviously it's great to get players back, but you're right, Nick, and I think that, obviously there'll be 2 challenges. Obviously, the big challenge about getting players up to match fitness, and when this, some of these players are likely to start on the bench, aren't they, and have a cameo role. Well, maybe some of them will come back and be picked in the first team, but they might play for the first half and then take them off into the second half. But I suspect that some of them will find themselves on the bench, especially if we can carry on winning. Because that's the acid test, isn't it? Is if you're winning, are you going to change a winning side? So looking forward to Saturday and seeing what the team's going to be. It's going to be a really interesting game that when we play at Notts County.
I mean, I think in terms of the window now, if we were to get in a right back on loan, I mean, all the rumours suggest that there was a right back pretty much done, and then Gillingham have have announced him tonight as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we can get, it seems from Challoner's interview after that 3 at the back is the way we're going to be going again. So I'd like a left-footed centre back and a right back. But in terms of midfield, it's all well and good saying let's get 2 or 3 new midfielders in, but when everyone's back, you're looking at having about 11 midfielders in total, and so
you can't keep them all happy,
you can't
can
do
you?
it. No, I'd still like someone to replace Barry, an attacking player with pace. But like I said, I think Evans can make a very good fist of doing that. He looks very good based on Saturday.
I think that Evans to me is one of those players. He's always shown ability, but he went through that spell where he was coming on his sub and scoring, and then he'd sometimes get picked for the next game and didn't quite work for him at all. He was like find himself back on the bench and those kind of things. But like you say, I thought he was one of our most effective players on Saturday. I thought he was really, really good.
I think he's a confidence player, isn't he? You know what I mean? I think he needs that run of games, which is what he's had at Wimbledon, and that's why he's come back.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, it's something else, and we're talking about, Dave Challoner and learning what have you, and sometimes, players benefit from going out on loan and having that, because what all players want is first team football, isn't it? And I think that's, so you've got to sort of say, there's, from what we saw when he came in, played on Saturday, that actually that was probably another good managerial move, getting him out on loan, because he's had a run in the team. He came back and he was flying on Saturday. He was excellent, and that's what you want, isn't it? When you let players go out and you want to bring them back in. It's happened before, and I remember when Turnbull went to Altrincham, didn't he, under Jim, and Jim had sort of been quoted on record and saying, look, you're in my plans, you need to go out there and get yourself fit. And he got a run in the games in Altrincham, came back, and it looked like it was just a different player, because he got up to match fitness and he, applied himself. And I think it was having that belief in the manager and say, yeah, actually, I'm going to come back and it'll pick me, and I'm going to prove I'm a good player. And some of them do it, don't they? And I think Evans can do that.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. Good stuff. Right. Coming up to nearly 55 minutes. Shall we do game?
7 minutes to the hour here on radio.
Conscious of time.
Fast approaching 9 o'clock.
Should we do game reses and then we'll do the quiz? Have you got a quiz for us tonight, Nicholas?
I've got a quiz. I've got a reses. I've got it all.
Oh, you've got a reses. Good. Okay, cool. Because I've not got a reses tonight. Nothing's annoyed me this week, so we'll have to.
I've got enough for all of us, babes.
Okay. Maybe you must have a reses as well. Let's do the jingle and then we'll talk.
It sounds like it's got enough reses for everybody.
Reses. Get in the reses. Get in the reses.
I'm not having that.
Get in the reses.
Get reses.
Nicholas?
Right. 3 words.
First
transfer
word,
window.
2 syllables.
the transfer window. It's just yet another little bit of our game that has been taken over by those people whose only experience of football is via social media and Sky Sports News. And it's turned people who are previously respected into stark raving lunatics. Like people in group chats with who have thought, "Oh, he's all right if he talks some sense." It's turned them mental. It's like when I've got like people that are previously respected and stuff, and then they say, "Oh, did you watch Love Island last night?" And I just think, "Who are you? And that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now. But I've seen people. So some of the adjectives I've seen used to describe our transfer window so far: worrying, concerning, dog shit, and it's just really, what would these people rather we just did what we've, let's face it, what we've done in the past, and just, in fact, what we've done in the past under the current ownership as well. Let's not forget, and just sign someone in to provide a body. Keenan Dunwalter, anyone? People don't seem to realise we're planning for League One as well. It's not arrogant to do that. It makes sense. We're trying to get players that are going to take us to the next level, and at the same time, despite having money, we're not going to be held to ransom. We're not. If another club comes in and offers more, so be it. But it's not like the club are being quiet about it either. Like Dave Challoner's disgusting. Dave Challoner said in his interview that they had the targets, and a lot of them have gone to League One. So that's why we have our number one targets, our number two targets, and it's a matter. You don't. It's not like Football Manager where you put bids in for all of them, sort contracts with all of them, and then just press delay. You have to confirm it. You don't do that because this is people's lives and mental health that you're messing with. You just don't do that. It's simple as that. And it should just chill out. It's going to be fine. We've got a game a week, January. It's not like we're playing Saturday, Tuesday. So we're minimising our risk of injuries. It's fine. There'll be bodies coming in. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And based on the last window, they'll probably be good. I'd rather us wait till the end of the window, sign a couple of players where most of the fan base will say, "Oh, I've seen him before. He's good him," rather than getting to 11 o'clock on 1st of February
and signing Odin Bailey.
Yeah. Bloody hell! What happened to him? but just that group chat for starters. In between the Tanto shit and we're having a concerning window. My phone's going through the window the way it's going because it's bonkers. Just people, and I just think if there wasn't a transfer window, if it was just all the way through to March like it used to be, I think we wouldn't have any of this. And no one does. The way I see it, if at the top level, if you're still scrabbling around doing business on the last day of the window, then something's gone wrong.
Yes. Agreed.
Something's gone wrong there. And I mean, it's not a buyer's market January anyway. Because if you're buying in January, it's because it's a clear deficiency in your squad that you need to address. So for clubs aren't going to be held to ransom. And at the same time, these clubs aren't going to want to lose their best players. Because that's what we're going for. We're trying to sign other clubs' best players.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
The hottest take I heard read was we need 6 to 8 players.
Yeah, it annoyed me when you said it last time, and it's annoyed me again now.
I know, but it's beggars belief, isn't it?
Am I right in saying, Nick? Then what we're talking about is that your phone's going in the reses.
Nice, like it.
No,
Dave, have you got one, Dave?
I'll have to have a think about that. But I was intrigued, and you make some good points, Nick. It's like you say. I mean, easy to panic buy, but like you say, if you bring the wrong player in, it's not gonna do anybody any favors, is it? So, like you say, it's and you're right. You know, we've got to be realistic. The aim is to get in the first division, and that's the kind of standard of player we need, isn't it? There's no point. You know, it's all right getting in there, but if you've got a team that, you know, a load of people are coming to the end of the contract, so you've got an old team or whatever, you're going to have to replace the whole team, and it's like, no, what we need to do is build on what we've got, and we've got a good squad. So, you know, I think we need people who are going to enhance that squad and fit in, and that's the other thing as well. Like, you know, you can bring a player in, but they've got to learn how you play and what's expected of them, and that's not always as easy as what you think, because everyone plays different styles and different things are expected of him. And I think, you know, like you say, if you get a versatile player, that's why they're so valuable, isn't it? Because, you know, everybody has different ways of playing, and it's all about the results, but you've got to be able to fit into a system, haven't you? So you've got players like Odin Bailey, so to bring him in and give him that full-time contract to somebody that we know actually can perform to a decent standard week in, week out. That's what we need. It's those kind of signings that we need, that are players that are gonna come in and make a difference.
Yeah, make us better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
him and Lemonade Evans.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's two signings in essence, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely, Waggy. You're absolutely spot on.
Yeah, Waggy, what have you got? One?
Yes, I've
Waggy's
got one.
rants. Come on, Waggy's
No,
rants.
no. I won't talk about middle lane drivers. That's a different rant.
I can't wait till the start of February where he comes on here and we ask him what he's putting in, and he just says the French. That's gonna be, isn't it?
I can say that now. Just cut this. The French. No, these like made up accounts on Twitter that just these stupid football accounts, like this one with all these silly rumours about us signing the Swindon player. They would come out today saying that Wrexham are going to be signing Langstaff. But then there's these other ones that just crop up on like a Stockport County thread from Stockport County issued a statement or a match report, or there's a link for Dave Challoner. And then you just get some random stupid account that's from like fucking Brentford Red or something like that just goes fucking Tin Pot Club. It's like, okay, thanks. Luke. What the fuck has that got to do with us?
Very sweary tonight, Maggie. Are you okay?
It's not as if we've got any rivalry with Brentford. When was the last time we played Brentford? I'm not saying, but these accounts like that just they'll say something in a comment about a Stockport County, and then as soon as someone goes up and says something to them or replies to them, the reply to that is Tin Pot Club, and there's just there's just loads of them. And it's just what's the point? Why have you gone out of your way to try and find a League Two club's official announcement on something to comment on it? Why? What? How? You must be like 30 odd. You must be like 30 odd and in your mum and dad's bedroom or something like that.
Yes, I am. Leave me alone, Maggie.
Well, if you ask me, Brentford have never been the same club since they've moved ground, because they haven't got a pub on the corner of each side of the ground anymore.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, we're on those accounts, Waggy. Did you see the one that popped up yesterday that said West Brom are aiming to re-sign Louis Barry for 10 million?
That's the same one that said that's the same one that's saying that Wrexham are signing Langstaff and said that we would go. Walsall were getting Hutton because he was seen in the stands on Saturday. That's the same account, I think. That said, is it JC9 or JF9 or something?
Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all those stupid accounts. It's just like, why? What's the point?
Imagine being a West Brom fan going for the playoffs to get back to the Premier League. And it's like, oh, we could do a couple of signings to get us in the playoffs here. Who are we going for? Oh, we're going to sign that crocked League Two player who came to our academy. Oh, what for next season? No, we're paying 10 million for him. You go mental.
Yeah.
You'd lose it, wouldn't you? Christ. Will's gone mad.
Good stuff. I haven't got a reses this week. It's probably the first week I've not had one. So I'll take a pass this week, I think. If that's all right. Is that all right?
Everyone's cheerful, aren't they?
We'll let you off.
All right, thanks.
You've had a good record. You've had a good run. You can have an off.
It's your party. You'll pass if you want to.
Have you got anything, Dave, before we go on to the quiz?
No, I think we'll move on to the quiz.
Okay, cool. Over to you, Nick. Here we go.
Let's do it. Right. So, do you want to hit the transition again before? I need to get into my quizmaster mode.
Okay, maybe I'll make a transition for it, but in the meantime, have this.
Gleeson! It's a cracker! Stephen Gleeson! What a beauty!
I had to get into quizmaster mode. I had to go full Jeremy Clarkson then. I've just gone and punched a producer because he couldn't get me any hot food. Topical reference. Topical. Yes, so for those who've not tuned in before, and for you, Dave, the quiz is starting 11. I will give you and Russ a past county game, And what I want you to do is take it in turns to name a player who was in the starting 11. If you name a player who came off the bench, you get another go. If you name a player who wasn't in the starting 11, that counts as a miss. And then your opposition can take it if they get the next one right. So,
Before we start,
game we've gone for...
Sorry, before we start, isn't Waggy not playing on account that he hates it?
Yes.
Right, okay.
It's very much the case. Yeah.
I could stay out of this. You've got 2 players. I'm all right.
Yeah. I mean, he could play, but I don't think we've ever had any players called fuck off or twat. So...
I've got all the.
Well, I don't know.
Now.
There was a few in the National League North, to be fair, that I addressed as such. So the game we've gone for is the 20th of January, 2018.
Oh,
so six years ago this weekend. It is a 3-1 win away at... Don't be looking at stuff.
No, I'm looking at the nothing or nothing.
No. Did your lad come in and go, "Yeah, you shit, Dad"? So,
if
if I could
looking the lineup up.
Quick, turn the Wi-Fi off. So let's have some dramatic quiz music, please.
3-1 away win.
Where?
At Southport away, 20th of January 2018. Russ, you can go first.
Right, I'm gonna go for Ben Hinchliffe.
Oh, that's not fair because that's what I was going to say.
Oh,
Ben Hinchliffe is correct.
Well, that's obvious.
Believe it or not.
Yes, but the rest of them aren't, are they? Let's think. Oh. Gordon Bennett.
No, he wasn't.
No, definitely not. Was he not even on the bench?
He was an unused sub.
Oh dear.
Did we accept his first answer, Nick? No.
No.
I'll put that in. It's my answer. Let me think. Lofthouse. No idea.
Bobby Lofthouse is incorrect. That was post Bobby Lofthouse, which means Russ wins.
Yes. Can I carry on?
Short one again.
Why, do you know
let me get
somebody?
the list back up.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm going to say.
Go on, hit me with it, Russ.
Sam Minihan.
Yeah, Sam Minihan.
Sam Minihan is incorrect.
Oh, is he?
Oh.
No way. Is it?
Yeah, surprisingly so. Yeah.
Wow, I wonder why he missed that game because it was the season we won the league, isn't it? So, or is it? Or was it the season before? Was that the season before we won the league?
Is it 2017?
Season before we won the league.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I looked at my scarf. You see, it said 18, 19 on it, and I thought, well, can't be far from the champions team, then, can it?
You went far off. Should I hit you with the full 11?
Yeah.
Hang on. What about Smalley? Was he one of them?
No, this was post Smalley as well. The 11 was Ben Hinchliffe, Dan Cowan, Michael Clark, Jamie Stott, Stephen O'Halloran, Adam Thomas, James Ball, Harry Winter, Darren Stevenson, Jason Oswell, and Reece Turner. And the 3 subs that I would have accepted that would have got you another go were Gary Stockforth, Scott Duxbury, and Bohan Dixon.
So the year after we won the National League, we won the
National
mad, isn't
League.
it? Wow, that is mad. With all those players.
That's why I picked. That's why I picked this, just so you could be like,
team.
"What?"
Yeah, bloody hell.
Then you look at the following season. We bring Ash Palmer, Paul Turnbull, and
Hogan
just
as well. Oh no, Hogan was the year after.
Hogan was year after. Yeah, got stopped back on loan again as well, didn't we? Oh, we got stopped permanent by then, didn't we? When we won the league. Yeah, happy days.
Yeah,
the team that walked so that today's team could run.
Yes.
So philosophical.
They had to walk. They'd all been at work all day.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Ben doesn't walk for his job, does he? He was truck driver, so he would have drove before he could run.
But how does he get from his front door to the truck? Or does he have a Wallace and Gromit type contraption?
Yeah.
Where he just
He's
out of bed.
got a big water slide outside his house.
That's the dream, that. That's why I want to win the lottery.
Right, good stuff, Dave. Thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.
Pleasure as always, gents. And well done, Ross, on beating me. Although I'm not too sure Ben Hinscliffe should have been accepted.
It's all right. He beats Waggy every week. It's fine.
Yeah. But generally, that's as far as the
That's him on
competition
the-
goes anyway.
We'll get somebody
Anyway,
on who's really good at it one week,
congratulations.
won't we? Good stuff. Please do like and subscribe and rate and review whatever podcast player you are listening to us on. That'd be really good. Don't forget, we're charity partner with Mentel, so you'll have those podcasts coming soon and all the other bits of admin that we mentioned earlier. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Cheers, Waggy. Cheers, Nick. And we'll see you on Saturday. Not so way if you're there.
Yes.
Oh, I'll be there. Got me ticket.
Bye now.
See you later.
This episode of the Scarf Bagara War was written, recorded and produced by Russ Johnson and Nick Lee. The music on the opening titles was produced by Dan Johnson. Subscribe wherever you get your content, as well as finding out how to join the TSBW fan club. Check out the links in the description or go to all the W's, scarfbagarawar.co.uk.